Welcome on in, guys. Tobin here with you, and thanks for checking out the channel. Hope you're doing well there. If you guys could subscribe, that'd be great, and appreciate you stopping by. Just got done watching a little European friendly between Serbia and Slovenia. It wasn't very competitive. Serbia gave that work to Slovenia today. They win 106-72, and it even felt worse than that 34-point margin. By the time we got to the fourth quarter, even a little before that, all of the starters were out for Serbia. They had really made their point, and one man led the way. One man leading all of Serbia in scoring. You guessed it. Jović Dude. Nikola Jović today with Erik Spoelstra in attendance. It was Goosies galore, dude. Because you had Spo, Coach Pesic meeting there right beforehand. You had the Serbian basketball team's Instagram account and social media posting it there. They're hobnobbing a little bit. Spo saying, yeah, stay until the weekend. Maybe check you out if you guys are going to have a practice. I don't know if they're going to have a practice after this one. This was about as big a punctuation as you can have going into EuroBasket. Serbia just absolutely throttled Slovenia in this one. They outscored them in the second quarter. It's really put it out of reach, 31-13. But Nikola Jović, man, you talk about wanting to get a show and put on a show for someone in front of your coach. Today, a team high plus 28. Plus 28 out there for the Serbian national team. 7 of 8 from the field. A lot of it was, look, especially early on, he got, I think, his first 3 baskets, I think, were dunks. But, man, he set the energy in this game at such a rapid pace. And the play that really stands out, his lone miss today was a miss from 3. Books his ass down the other side of the court. Slovenia misses. He gets the rebound, brings it all the way back on the fast break, finds Bogdanović for a 3-ball on the wing. Pew! And Slovenia has to call a timeout. I believe called a timeout after this. And I was just like, man. Like, you think Erik Spoelstra wasn't just absolutely loving the fact that his young forward, Adam Simon there too, by the way, Heat general manager, sitting there, and they watched him just take it all the way down. I'm like, they had to have loved that from him, that he went out there and just like hauled ass, got the rebound, finds Bogdanović. Oh, it was something. I think it made it 18-8 at the time and really set the tone for Jović the rest of the way. He started just finding his way. I mean, like, look, Joker loves finding him. Those guys just have a great, I know Joker, look, you could say that guy has great chemistry with anybody. He's an absolute wizard. Nobody is denying what the multiple-time MVP's talents are. But that dude has a special affinity and connection to Nikola Jović. You could just tell. You could tell. So much that kind of makes me nervous. I got to be honest with you. If the Heat don't lock up Jović, I feel like Denver's going to come snooping around. Now, this could go the other way, too, because some people would be like, you know, maybe Spo, like he did with Pelle Larsson and his family, took him out to dinner on the company card. You know, maybe they go to, you know, some nice Serbian steakhouse. I don't know what they got over there. And, who just happens to be at the next table? Oh, Joker, you're over here too? Yeah, let me show you pictures of my horse, you know? And they start talking about Gulfstream. I don't know, something like that. Honestly, they may not even need Joker the way that Jović is playing. He absolutely, look, to just put this in perspective, these last 2 games, Serbia is loaded. I mean, they're the EuroBasket favorite. They got a lot of NBA guys on that team. Luka, to be fair, does not have the support that Serbia does. So I do want to be fair there. He needs Goran Dragic out of retirement to possibly help him. So they're throwing 3 guys at him. But there were plenty of times today where Niko is running all over the place. He's picking up Luka Dončić full court. He's trying to battle with him. The last possession, he got him. And then the punctuation of all of it was Jović driving by his guy, and Luka was sitting there trying to take the charge in the paint. Doesn't. Niko gets the contact and the bucket and the foul, gets an and one, and Luka just kind of looks like bewildered. Like they just look, you're just like, ugh. Now maybe that was just accepting his ass kicking because Nikola Jović absolutely, and I cannot stress this enough, gave Luka Dončić the business. All of Serbia gave Slovenia the business today. But I got a lot of snarky Heat fans who are sitting here saying, do it for the Heat. Guys, you're missing the big picture. You're not seeing this. This is a big friggin' deal. And I'm telling you, Dude is going to be bringing this over. And the fact that Erik Spoelstra and Adam Simon were there, and they watched him today. This is not, a lot of the talk is, hey, Niko needs the ball in his hands. And I like when Niko has the ball in his hands too. But there was a lot of him today. It was a lot of effort. It was running around. It was putbacks. It was just making things happen with energy, Spo talks, karma of the game. Things don't go your way. That is exactly what kind of broke this game open, where, Niko gets a miss, bolts his ass down the court, gets the rebound, sets up Bogdanović. And it was just like, mwah. But then there were other plays where it's just like he's flying in there, boom, he's getting the putbacks on buddies. So the last two games, this guy's been the leading scorer in a game today, which was basically over midway through the third quarter. Hell, it was kind of over at halftime. But he had these punctuating moments and plays that really just stuck the dagger in Slovenia. And then the game beforehand, we're talking needed clutch moments against Germany, which is the World Cup. This is not some slouch country. You got one of the best players on the planet on the other side of the court today. Before that, you got him going bucket for bucket with Franz Wagner. This has been a real thing. Like if you wanted to say this maybe with Pella, because Pella's taken on like Portugal and Iceland and Estonia. Okay, fine. I can't even find links to watch those games, right? Fine. I'll hear you out. You'd be like, Tobes, calm down, dude. He's basically going to be Swedish TJ McConnell, which, by the way, I would love. I'm telling you guys, there's something about the way Jović is playing with the determination. He's bringing a lot of, like, the Heat stuff to Slovenia with how he's just flying all over the place, defending his ass off, getting rebounds. And then is there for the right opportunities to set himself up for dunks, is there for the right opportunities where he's going and getting his teammates involved. It was that stuff today that there's no way Erik Spoelstra wasn't absolutely like gaga over watching that. I'm telling you, it was something. It wasn't like, hey, give him the ball, he's isolating, he's cooking. He had a couple of those moments for sure. But I think you could just see that, like, if everybody on the court today, that dude was maybe it was because he's like, my boss is watching, maybe that's why that he had that kind of, like, I have my national coach in my country and I have my NBA coach here and everybody's like, there's a lot of eyes on me here, and he played like he had the most eyes on him today for sure. But that's like, he's answered the bell, dude. Like that's the thing that's been impressive about this. And people have talked that they've really liked the work. He's basically been in Serbia working out in that gym that kind of looks like a dungeon. He's basically been working out since May to get right for this. And look, they have a lot of pressure, this team, going into the EuroBasket next week for sure. Like, Luka's got pressure because he's Luka, but like, he's Luka. He's a one-man band, basically. I mean, maybe I'm disrespecting Slovenia, and but Serbia's got like dudes coming off the bench who are going to be in the league, right? Not to mention like their heroes, and then you got, of course, Bogdanović, who's their captain, and they got the best player on the planet in Joker. And I'm not saying that, I mentioned yesterday in the power rankings that I got Niko above Ware just because, one, I don't think he's the guy last year who needs the ball in his hands at all times. I think that if you watch the way this team plays, it feels like he can fit into a starting lineup where maybe he's not the one option right away and just make things happen, and then that can morph into other times. And I just think it's going to make the Heat a little bit more interesting. And I love Kel'el Ware. Don't get me wrong. He's going to have a huge role on this team. But I do think that I feel like something's going to be there where Kel'el's going to be the guy coming off the bench. I think they're going to have time together, too, where it's going to be Niko and Ware. And then it's going to be Ware and Bam. And then maybe all three of them at the same time. I think it's the thing that makes the Heat most interesting, more so than even the guards. But it has been cool. I don't know if you guys saw today, the Heat tweeted out a picture of Andrew Wiggins. Happy again. The Heat are making sure every picture of Andrew Wiggins, he has the biggest smile, and he is very happy to be with the Miami Heat. And everybody is happy to have him around. But there was a picture of him with Kel'el Ware in the facility. So that's cool, too. So you got, things that are setting up right, like where guys are, getting their work in at home. But this was really, I think this is really cool that Spo and Adam Simon did this, where they made their way over here to watch their guy. They did it in a week where and I think it's cool that they did it too in the week before they go into the big tournament, where I think that's in Finland, I think is where the base of it is. And Markkanen's been putting up some crazy numbers too. Feels like every time I look at a box score, he's putting up 40. But now he can go task in hand. He can morph into that next week. But this was cool. I thought this was an awesome thing for Spo. And man, Niko, what a performance, dude. I mean, he just absolutely he shined today, man. He really, really shined. And I get the skeptical Heat fan. I get the pessimism, dude. I'm not here to say that you're not within your rights to be frustrated as a fan. I get you. Nobody wants to see back-to-back first-round losses. But you look at all these teams that are making jumps. They need their young guys to jump. They need their guys to develop. And I think something's happening here with this guy. I know that I've been, maybe guilty of pumping the tires of the Nikola Jović bandwagon to the brink. But I don't know. I don't know. I feel like the games speak for itself. I do wish that I didn't spend my $30 on an annual pass to Courtside 1891, because I've literally gotten one game out of that. Everybody in Serbia seems to be able to just put up a pirate feed on that doesn't get taken down, but that's another story for another day. That's another story for another day. I didn't even think about it. I don't even miss the $30 anymore because of Jović, dude.